Video editing is generally very hard to learn and quite time consuming, especially when you're trying to make it as polished as your content deserves. But from today, everything is going to change. Introducing Autopilot and Silence Slicer. These two tools will automate all the tedious work that you have to do every single day, such as removing silences, adding special effects, music, color corrections, and so much more. Turning your timeline looking like this to this in less time than it takes to make a coffee. In this video, we're going to showcase how to install, use cases, and best practices so you can get the most out of this tool. So without any further ado, let's get started.
First, download the install.lua from the link in the description, and then open Resolve and head to Workspace in the window bar and then click Console. And after that, it's really easy. Just drag the install.lua file from your file explorer into the console area and it will install Autopilot and Silence Slicer automatically. You'll see confirmation of the installation in the console, but we aren't actually done yet. You also need Python for Silence Slicer, so download from the link in the description and just run the installer. Just make sure to click this checkbox if you're on Windows. Okay, let's hit that install button and just wait for this to install. After that, you will need to update your pip to make sure that all the libraries will be installed properly and smoothly using this command in command prompt in Windows or this command in terminal if you're on Mac. After that, use this command to install the necessary libraries. And that's it, the installation process is complete. So first, let's go over the tool's features so that you can understand what each parameter does and how it affects the process. First, launch the script by going to Workspace, Scripts, Nexor Tools, and then we're going to click on one of them. Let's start with Silence Slicer. Silence Slicer is used for automatically removing silences from your clips with utmost accuracy. Source track is basically the video track of clips you are targeting or that you want to process. Target track is where you want the processed clip to be placed, but if you have the Add New Track checkbox checked, then it will ignore this and it will always create a new track when placing the processed clips. Pattern is the naming scheme of the clip or collection of clips that you are targeting. So for example, if you search a.mp4, then it will only target this clip and will only process that single clip. However, if you have the exact name match checkbox unchecked, then it will target all the clips that have the same characters as you have set in pattern to be searched. And if you have nothing in the pattern text box, then all the clips on the targeted track will be processed. Threshold defines what volume you are targeting. A lower threshold means low volume and a high threshold means high volume. Setting a lower number makes it less sensitive, whereas a higher number makes it more sensitive. Include audio lets you decide if you want to have audio in your processed clips or not. Ignore short segments lets you decide if you want shorter processed clips to be included as well, which is around 1 to 3 frames. Merge short segments allows you to merge processed clips that are placed very closely, around 1 to 3 frame difference. Delete source will remove the targeted clips on the original source tracks that have been cut and processed to a new video track. Link video and audio ensures the final processed clips have their associated audio linked to them respectively. Apply color to clips just adds color to the clips that are processed. It can help to make your timeline more organized and easier to see what has actually been processed and what has been left out. The Refresh Script button refreshes the script count in both source track and target track dropdowns. Toggle track lets you mute all the tracks except the selected track in the user interface. And lastly, the Start button lets you start the process of Silence Slicer. That's all the controls for Silence Slicer. Let's have a look at what Autopilot offers. Just like before, launch the script by going to Workspace, Scripts, Nexor Tools, and Autopilot. As you can see in this tool, the controls are very different compared to Silence Slicer, because this script is divided into 4 tabs where Audio Inserter, Compound Processor, and Insert Manager are the main working tabs. You can use them independently or you can automate their process with the Autopilot tab. Let's start with the Audio Inserter tab. Audio Inserter allows you to add music and SFX in your timeline with precise targeting. In Audio Inserter, we also have 2 sub-tabs. One is for timeline settings and one is for the audio file selection. The first thing you'll notice is the preset system, which allows you to save multiple configurations simultaneously. That's why this feature can significantly save time when reusing settings across projects. You can select any preset using the preset dropdown. You can add a new preset using the Add button, delete a preset with the Delete button, update an existing preset using the Save Preset button, and load up a preset using the Load Preset button. Timeline Pattern does the exact same operation as we saw in the Silence Slicer, which is to target the clips based on names. But this time we have one new option, and that is Merge Pattern Matches. This checkbox allows you to merge patterns that are close to each other, so instead of targeting each clip differently, we can now target them as a whole. This checkbox allows you to use the same audio over and over again until the targeted clip is populated with audio, and if it's unchecked, then it will use other selected audio files to populate the targeted clip. This checkbox gives you the control to apply one single audio clip in the targeted clip rather than populating the entire targeted clip length with the selected potential audio files. Here, you can control the offset of the audio, so if the targeted clips are here and you insert 10 into this box, then it will place the music clips 10 seconds later than where it would place it at the beginning of that clip. You can also add negative numbers to add them earlier. This checkbox disables random audio selection and instead will place them in order of which one was last used. So if the text box here is empty, then it will try to use all the clips that are available first before reusing another audio. You can also control this, so if you add 2 here, then it will make sure that the same audio is not being used until at least 2 other audio files have been used before it. Dry Run allows you to preview the result of where the audio clip will be placed in a log, so you can fine-tune or even test before executing the tool. After that, we have the same controls as in Silence Slicer, such as Source Track, Placement Track, Add New Track, Refresh Track, and lastly the Execute button that initiates the audio inserter process. This tab is only for choosing the audio files that are going to be used in the audio insertion. In order for this tab to work, you need to first create a bin by the name of Audio Inserter, then place all the audio files here that you want to use in Audio Inserter. After that, relaunch the script and you will see that all the files are now available in the Audio Selector menu. Here, you can disable or enable them if you want to use them at the insertion process stage, and note that their states are also saved in presets. Compound Processor. Compound Processor allows you to make targeted clips into a compound clip automatically. As you can see, we have some of the same options as the Audio Inserter tab, such as the Preset System, Target Track or Select Video Track, Refresh Track, Pattern System, and the Execute button. The only differences we have here are the Process Linked Clips option, which will ensure that if the clip is linked with audio, then it will also be included in the compound process. And the other checkbox we have is the Use Full File Path checkbox. This makes sure that the clip name matches the same name as the original source file. Insert Manager. Insert Manager allows you to insert any clips in the timeline automatically. This can be a fusion composition, adjustment clip, or even a regular clip, so in theory you can add anything in the timeline with the Insert Manager. Here, as with the other tabs, we have similar options as well, but in this one you can fine-tune them even more. So first we have the Include Music Insert checkbox, which will allow you to add audio in the insert if the actual selected designated clip has audio. In Apply Clip, you can choose which clip you want to apply when inserting. But in order to make this work, you will have to create a bin called Insert Manager. Then you can just press the Print List button to print the name of all the clips in this table, and you'll see it here in the log. After that, you can just copy the name of that clip and add it here in the Apply Clip text box to use that in the insertion process. Pattern Search Offset will allow you to filter out some targeted clips even if they match the search pattern. It works if you have targeted clips within the defined time range. So if you have 5 here, and then if there are 2 targeted clips next to each other with the difference being less than 5 seconds, then the second one will definitely get ignored. After that, we have Duration Offset settings. Minimum and maximum duration allows you to filter the target clip by their time and length. So if you have a targeted clip that matches the search pattern, but it is not in the minimum and maximum duration range, then it's going to get ignored. So for example, if you have a targeted clip that is 5 seconds, and now if you add 6 seconds on the minimum duration, then it's going to get ignored. Or if you add maximum 4 seconds, then it's also going to get ignored. After that, we have a new option, and that is Match Source Duration. This option allows you to match the targeted clip duration with the applied clip duration, or you can let it add the clip at its original length. Autopilot. This tab is the most useful tab in this tool, because here in this tab you can automate all the processes of each main tab using their presets. Same as before, we have a preset system in the tab as well, but this is a bit different because it stores the preset execution order of other tabs here in this tab. So if I add audio inserter preset number 1 and preset number 2, compound processor preset number 1 and preset number 2, and insert manager slot number 1 and slot number 2, and then save it as a preset, give it a name, and it will save the order that they are queued. Now, even if I clear the queue, I can bring them back by using the load preset button. And if I press execute queue, then you can see that it automates all the tab presets in just one click. That's all the controls of this tool. Now, we're going to see an example workflow to show you guys how to set it up and how to get the most out of it. So in order to make the most out of this tool, you have to organize your workflow in a way so you can target them with accuracy and precision. Here in the example workflow, we have done exactly that. Here we named all the host clips starting with A, and now we're going to place the clips on the timeline. Okay, there we go. We just need to reorganize that now because, yeah, they've swapped around, and there we have it. Timeline ready to go. The next thing is going to be getting rid of those silences, so we're going to go through and cut those out now. Make sure it's a nice clean edit. So as you can see, this is a very time-consuming thing. See these gaps? I'm going to head over here to the edit button in the window bar, and I'm going to click delete gaps. And there we go. It's got rid of all those gaps instead of having to move everything across all the time. Nice little tip there. Okay, so now we're going to start putting our effects on. So I'm going to go over here and just place an adjustment clip on the timeline. And I'm going to drag that to the length of the entire timeline because we're going to apply some color correction and maybe an effect too. And this is just for demonstrative purposes, but I'm going to make my own effect in the Fusion tab here. Again, this can be a lengthy process, but as you know, once you've actually set this up, you can turn this into a preset. We'll get into that a bit more a little later on. Okay, and now we're going to add some movement to the footage so it's not so static. And I'll just use this little preset here from Mr. Alex Tech. And there we go. Nice little zoom in there. Put one at the end too. Okay, and now we'll just start inserting our clips. Some of this B-roll footage just to add some more visual interest. Obviously, for the purposes of this demo, we're not really doing anything that complicated. It's really just to demonstrate what a typical workflow is like for someone who's manually editing one of their videos. We will be comparing this workflow with the Autopilot workflow very soon. Okay, what we're going to do now is just clean up these empty tracks. So right click, delete empty tracks. There we go. We've just cleaned up our project there. And also what we're going to do here is just create subtitles from audio. What this is going to do is turn all of our audio dialogue into subtitles, or captions if that's what you'd prefer to call them. There we go, that's generated them all nicely. What we'll do here is just give the subtitles a preset to give it a more visually appealing appearance. There we go. And lastly, we'll just insert our outro for this video. Okay, now we need to add our backing tracks. So we've got some music we're going to use. Of course, now I need to trim this and add a fade to it. So as you can see, that took roughly, 12 minutes to put together this very simple video. It's time consuming to say the least, right? Even just to put something very basic like this together. What we're going to do now is show you how much faster we can put something together by using the Autopilot and the Silence Slicer. So we're going to create a new timeline here. And there we go, starting from scratch. We'll import our clips once more. I just wanted to mention again that these have been named in accordance with my workflow for how I use Autopilot. You can come up with your own naming conventions which fit your workflow so that you can always use your templates. But after this now, we're going to go to Silence Slicer, so up to Workspace, down to Nexor Tools, and then Silence Slicer. From here, we're going to put in the pattern in accordance with the names of the clips. And we're going to just set a threshold which we know will actually cut the silences out on this timeline. So here we go. And there you have it, Silence Slicer has now removed all of the gaps in all of the audio in all of those clips. That saved us so much time, you wouldn't even have had time to go and make yourself a coffee and how long it took for it to process that. So from here, we're just going to do edit, delete gaps, and that will organize our timeline. There we go. Now we're going to go over to Autopilot. So again, Workspace Scripts, Nexor Tools, and then Autopilot. Enter in the pattern recognition. Right, there we go. So that has just now turned all of those cuts into compound clips based on their name, and we can now create a preset based on what that did. We'll go with compound A in accordance with the names of the clips in this particular workflow. We're just basically recreating the entire project that you saw before, which was created manually, and we're going to automate those processes. Okay, so now we're going to create that effect that we made before in the manual workflow. And after we've done that, we can actually apply that to an adjustment clip and use it in future projects, and we'll be able to automate it too, in which we will demonstrate how that works in just a moment. We have not got the insert manager bin, so we're going to create that by right-clicking in media pool and then new bin and name it insert manager. You have to use the insert manager bin with insert manager, otherwise it won't work. Now there is a bug in DaVinci Resolve, and I'm going to show you exactly what you need to do to ensure that the name of this adjustment clip appears in the print list in the insert manager. As you can see, look, it appears as adjustment clip, but I'll change the name of this now. Here we go, glow and CC. But as you can see, it's still not showing up in the print list. It's not changing to glow plus CC. So this is what we need to do. Make sure that you've got power bins enabled. So what we're going to do is drag this adjustment clip down into the master power bin that has now appeared here in the bottom left-hand corner. We're going to delete the one off the timeline. And then what we're going to do is drag the one from inside the master power bin onto the timeline, go back to the insert manager bin in the master media pool, delete that one, and then drag it from the timeline back into the insert manager bin in media pool. And as you can see, when you press print list, it appears as glow plus CC. And now we can crack on with the rest of the insert manager preset here. So copy and paste the name into apply clip. So you've got your pattern A, apply clip, glow plus CC. I'm going to set maximum duration to 1000 and match source duration, and check this out. It's just placed the entire effect adjustment clip across all of those clips, and it's also used, because of the merge patterns, it's extended it to the entire length of the timeline because of the naming convention. We can now save that preset. We'll just delete this one which we used for actually setting up the effect. Okay, let's use another adjustment clip, and we'll put the Mr. Alex Text Magic Zoom on it. Just make sure it actually zooms into the right point on the frame. We'll head back over to Autopilot, and now we can carry on creating the preset. Okay, we just have to set the pattern to a1.mov pipe a10.mov. This will just apply it to those two clips. We'll copy and paste the name from the print list of the clip we're actually applying, which is zoom, and we'll turn exact name match on, turn merge patterns off, leave max duration to 1000, and we'll leave match source duration on and execute. And as you can see, it's now inserted the zoom adjustment clip above A1 and A10 for the exact length of those respective clips. Of course, we'll now save that as zoom, and we can use that as a preset later on in the Autopilot. But now what we're going to do is go over to Audio Inserter, and we'll check that out. So of course, we haven't actually set up the Audio Inserter bin. So as you can see, it's showing here that there's no folder found. So we need to do that. Same process as we did with Insert Manager, right click in the media pool, new bin, and then Audio Inserter. I would just like to note that once you actually have set up templates with Insert Manager and Audio Inserter, you can save those in your master folder in Power Bins and drag these from project to project and use them as a template workflow. But yes, we've now inserted our audio files into the Audio Inserter. And then we go back to Workspace, Scripts, Nexor Tools, Nexor Autopilot, and then we'll head over from the first tab, which is the Autopilot, to Audio Inserter. And as you can see, it's detected two music clips there. And there they are. We want those selected, and now we can create our preset. So we're going to have that follow pattern A, merge pattern, and we don't want it to repeat either. We'll make sure that it adds a new track. Now, look at that. Let's place those audio tracks almost instantly, and they are the right length too. They've already been trimmed. We can make this preset now. But guess what? We're now going to actually delete everything we've just done, because we can actually automate most of that process. Because if you remember, we were actually creating the different processes and then saving them as presets earlier on. We're now going to be using Autopilot to automate the insertion of those. So here we are. This is as if we've just used Silence Slicer. We'll just insert all of the different processes in sequential order of where we want them to take place. And there we go. Just click on Add. You select it from the drop-down list. And that's everything. Let's go. We've got the compound processor, and then we've got the different adjustment clips and the music. There we go. What took roughly 8 to 10 minutes now takes mere seconds.
Now, as you can see, with the help of our edit tools, you can edit so much faster, nearly 100% automatically as well. What you've just seen there isn't even surface level. The only thing that is limiting this tool's capabilities really is your imagination itself. I hope that this brief tutorial has given you a better understanding of how to actually implement Autopilot into your current workflow. And by the way, you can get this project file and the edit tools to follow along and learn how to use Autopilot from the link in the description below. If you have any other questions, please do join the Discord server, the link for which is in the description below, or feel free to ask the question in the YouTube comment section here. Myself or another user of the tool will definitely respond to you to help you out. I can't wait to see what you guys actually get up to with this. I hope it saves you tons of time. Let me know in the comment section below how much time this will actually save you, because time is the most precious thing that we have on this planet. But anyway, thanks for watching. Cheers.